Hello and welcome to Daily Speak English.
Right now, your brain is doing something exhausting. You hear my English words. You translate them to your language. Then you translate your thoughts back to English. This is killing your fluency.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Jack. Today, we're talking about something game-changing. How to train your brain to think directly in English. No more translating.
This is the secret that separates beginners from fluent speakers. Understanding English is one thing. Thinking in English is completely different.
By the end of this video, you'll have a complete system to rewire your brain. You'll learn to process English directly, no more exhausting translation.
If you're tired of feeling slow when you speak, or if you constantly translate in your head and lose track of conversations, subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Let's train your brain to finally think in English.
Jack, something happened yesterday that I need to share. It perfectly shows what we're talking about today.
Tell me, I'm curious.
I was talking with my Polish friend who's learning English. We were discussing weekend plans. She wanted to tell me about going to the mountains. But Jack, I watched her struggle.
What happened?
Her eyes were darting around. Her forehead was wrinkled. Long pauses between every few words. Finally, she got frustrated.
What did she say?
She said, "Lucy, I know what I want to say in Polish, but by the time I translate it to English, I've forgotten what we were talking about."
That's so frustrating. But you know what? This isn't actually a language problem. It's a brain training problem.
Exactly. Her vocabulary is good, her grammar is fine, she understands movies with subtitles, but in real conversation, her brain can't keep up.
Because of constant translation, I see this all the time. People reach a certain level. They understand a lot, but they can't speak quickly because they're still translating everything.
It's exhausting, like trying to have a conversation while wearing thick gloves. Technically possible, but slow and clumsy.
Perfect analogy. And the solution isn't more grammar. It's not more vocabulary. The real solution is changing how your brain processes English.
You need direct pathways in your brain. English should connect straight to meaning, straight to emotion, straight to action. No middleman.
Let's talk about what happens when you translate. Your brain does this crazy dance. It receives English words, sends them to your native language center, converts them, processes the meaning, then converts back to English?
That's so inefficient. It's like taking a scenic route with multiple stops. There's a direct highway available.
Exactly. Every translation step takes time. It takes mental energy. And worse, it introduces opportunities for errors.
Sometimes things don't translate perfectly. Sometimes you lose nuance, and sometimes the conversation has moved on.
Here's what people don't realize. The more you practice translating, the better you get at translating. But you don't get better at thinking in English.
You're reinforcing the wrong pathway. It's like practicing a tricycle, hoping to get good at bicycles. They're related but different.
So how do we break this habit? How do we train our brains to think directly in English?
The first step is crucial. Start associating English words directly with concepts, with images, with feelings, not with words in your native language.
Can you give a concrete example?
Sure. Imagine you see a dog on the street. If you're translating, your brain thinks the word in your language first. Perro if you're Spanish. Chien if you're French. Then you translate to dog.
And if you're thinking in English?
You see the dog. Immediately your brain thinks dog, no translation. The English word connects straight to the image.
That sounds simple. But how do you actually train this? After years of translating, it's automatic.
This is where specific exercises come in. The first one is direct labeling. It's simple but powerful.
How does it work?
As you go about your day, look at objects around you. Say the English word directly. Don't allow yourself to think in your native language first.
So in my kitchen, I'd look around and say, refrigerator, stove, sink, cup, spoon, bread.
Yes, but here's the key. Don't think the word in your language first. If you catch yourself thinking refrigerator, then translating to refrigerator, stop and restart.
Look at the object. Clear your mind. Let the English word come directly.
Exactly. At first, it's difficult and slow, but with practice, those direct connections get stronger and faster.
I love this. You can do it anywhere, anytime. But don't just label objects. Also practice with actions and feelings.
What do you mean?
When you're doing something, narrate it in English. I'm opening the refrigerator. I'm feeling thirsty. I'm drinking cold water.
That's brilliant. It creates direct pathways between your actual experience and English words. Your brain associates the sensation of walking with I'm walking, not with your native language that gets translated.
This brings us to the second major exercise. Internal narration. Self-talk in English.
Tell me more.
You narrate your thoughts, plans, and observations throughout the day, using simple English sentences.
This is so powerful. Let me paint a picture. You wake up in the morning. Instead of thinking in your native language, you think in English. I'm awake now. I need to get up. I'm still tired. What time is it? Oh, it's 7 a.m. I should make coffee.
Simple sentences. But you're training your brain to process actual thoughts in English.
And they don't have to be complicated. In fact, simple is better when starting out. You're not writing an essay. You're just letting your brain play with English.
And here's important. Don't worry about mistakes. If you think, I needs coffee, instead of, I need coffee, that's fine.
The goal isn't perfect grammar. The goal is breaking the translation habit. You can refine grammar later.
Now let's talk about input. What you feed your brain affects how it processes language.
If you only see English with translations, you reinforce that translation pathway. But if you immerse yourself in English without translations, you force your brain to process directly.
This is why I love consuming English content you genuinely enjoy. Even if you don't understand every word.
When you watch an English show without native language subtitles, your brain has to figure out meaning from context, from facial expressions, from tone, from the English words themselves.
No translation crutch. But some people worry. If I watch without translations, I won't understand anything.
That's valid. So what's the solution?
Choose input at the right level. Don't start with a complex legal drama. Start with content for children or language learners. Simpler English.
And here's a smart strategy.
Tell me!
Watch something first with subtitles in your language. Understand the story. Then watch again with English subtitles. Then watch a third time with no subtitles.
That's excellent. And visual context is your friend.
What do you mean?
Cooking shows, travel shows, children's programs. When someone says, I'm chopping onions while you see them chopping onions, your brain connects the English directly to the action.
No translation needed. Now let's talk about output. Speaking.
While input trains understanding, output trains production. And the most accessible form, talking to yourself.
Some people feel silly doing this. But honestly, it's one of the most effective tools.
It's a safe, judgment-free space. You can experiment without fear.
And you can do it anywhere. While cooking, while cleaning, while walking.
Can you give a specific example?
Sure, I'm making breakfast. I might say to myself, okay, I'm hungry. I want to make eggs. Where are my eggs? Here they are in the refrigerator. I'll make 2 eggs. I need a pan This pan is dirty. I should wash it first.
Perfect.
Notice how simple those sentences are. None are complicated or fancy, just present tense describing what's happening.
But by doing this regularly, I'm training my brain to process experience directly in English.
And here's a bonus. When you do this, you'll notice words you don't know. That's valuable information.
Exactly. If you're narrating cooking and realize you don't know spatula in English, now you know what vocabulary to learn.
Your learning becomes targeted and relevant to your actual life. Now, what about when you encounter a word you don't know?
Great question. This is where people get stuck. My advice? Don't let unknown words break your flow. Don't force yourself back into translation.
What should they do instead?
Describe the concept using simpler English words you do know.
Can you give an example?
You want to say, I need to go to the post office, but don't know post office. Instead of switching languages, work around it. Say, I need to go to the place where I send letters.
It's not perfect, but you're staying in English.
Exactly. And over time, you'll acquire those specific words. But meanwhile, you're keeping your brain in English mode.
Now I want to address a concern. People worry that if they think in simple, childlike English, they'll never progress.
Actually, the opposite is true.
Explain.
When you train your brain to think directly in English, even with simple language, you're building fundamental pathways. Once those pathways are strong, it's easier to add sophisticated vocabulary.
It's like learning to walk before you run.
Yes. And here's interesting. Native speakers in casual conversation don't use super complicated language. They use simple vocabulary and grammar, but quickly, naturally, with the right rhythm.
That fluency comes from thinking directly in the language.
Not from knowing obscure vocabulary. Now let's talk realistic expectations. How long does this take?
Great question. People want to know.
The answer varies. How much you practice daily, how consistent you are, your current level, how ingrained your translation habit is. But in my experience, most people start noticing changes within 2 to 4 weeks.
What kind of changes?
Small moments of direct English thinking. You might narrate your morning and suddenly realize you thought, I'm hungry directly in English. No translation.
Or see a red car and think red car immediately?
Yes! These moments are exciting. They're proof your brain is creating those direct pathways.
And over time, those moments become more frequent?
Until thinking in English becomes your default mode when practicing.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
We have 2 questions.
First, be honest. What percentage of the time do you translate in your head? 100%? 75%? 50%? Write your answer.
Second, which exercise will you try starting today? Internal narration? Labeling objects? Talking to yourself while cooking?
And here's your 7-day challenge.
Every morning when you wake up, narrate your morning routine in English for 5 minutes. From opening your eyes until finishing breakfast.
Don't worry about perfect grammar. Just keep your brain in English mode.
After 7 days, come back and tell us, did you notice moments where English came without translation?
Remember, thinking in English isn't magical talent. It's a skill you can train.
Your brain is adaptable. It creates whatever pathways you practice. Practice translation, you get better at translation. Practice direct English thinking, you develop fluency.
If you found this helpful, thumbs up and subscribe to Daily Speak English.
We create videos every week with practical strategies for actual fluency.
Share this with someone stuck in the translation trap.
Thank you so much for watching.
Your brain is ready to think in English. Just give it permission and practice.
We'll see you in the next video.
Until then, Keep narrating. Keep practicing. Keep thinking in English.
See you soon!
Goodbye, everyone.